Hello, welcome to today's practice. Hope you're well. So, we're going to start seated today. You can sit on a block or a blanket or pillow, cushion, whatever works for you. And just find a comfortable seat. Have the legs crossed in a way that is comfortable. If you prefer to have the legs extended, they can be extended. And hands on the knees with the palms facing up. And we want to just start arriving here, taking a few breaths, closing our eyes. Just observing our body, how we feel today as we prepare for the practice. And then we start paying attention to our surroundings. Any sounds, vibrations, noises. We just notice what's going on, but without really participating or reacting. Just observing. It could be anything that is going on near us, a little further away, or maybe from the street. And then we let go of the surroundings. And we shift our focus inward, noticing our state, and we can start with the physical body, just noticing how we feel. Maybe starting from the lower body, our legs, including the pelvis. And the abdomen, and the upper body, including chest and arms. Then our head. And then we let go of the physical body and shift the attention to our mind. Noticing what's going on there, images, sounds, conversations, anything. We're just observing it, just like we observe it, the surroundings and our body. And then we let go of the mind as well and shift the focus to the breath. Just a steady inhale and exhale without changing it. perhaps we notice as we stay focused on the breath that we are less distracted by the surroundings and our state, whether physical or the state of our mind. We become more focused, more present, or more in the now. And so that's what we try to cultivate throughout the practice, that presence, which is also that fifth limb of yoga, which is the first one of the limbs of yoga that leads to the meditation, to samadhi. So this one here is pratyaha, which is the withdrawal of the senses, where we come inward and we're less distracted. And then gently you can open your eyes, and if you're sitting on something, you may find the other side, but better to come off. We're going to stay seated, the legs crossed, and hands are going to come on the knees, this time palms facing down. And we're going to start by sliding our upper body left to right. So it's this gentle sliding, we're not forcing anything. We're just going side to side. So we're sliding the entire upper body, almost like, imagine the pelvis is fixed and on a plane, and we're just moving it one side to the other. So we're not leaning to open either side, we're just sliding, creating that mobility maybe at the base of the spine and the abdomen, where it connects with the pelvis. Just gently, just keep going this way. Maybe you can connect the breath with it, so when you slide to one side is an inhale, and as you exhale you slide to the other and then inhale. But it doesn't really matter, it's more the fluidity going side to side. And if you feel stiff, that's fine, just go as far as is comfortable, and then eventually maybe slowly the body becomes a little bit looser, but don't force it or anything. And just continue with this. And then, nothing will be sliding enough. So you can come back to stillness. Now we're going to move the upper body front to back. So with an inhale, we're going to open up the sternum, the front of the chest. And then with the exhale, we're going to pull the belly in, curving the spine. So inhale up, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, we close. So we're moving the spine, opening it, but in reality, let's bring the focus on the sternum and the belly. So it's a belly in, sternum up and out. Just create that fluid movement, and here definitely you can use the breath. So it's the exhale in, the inhale, open up, exhale, inhale. And just continue for a couple more breaths. And then next exhale, inhale, we come back to center. And now we're going to put the two movements together. So we're going to make a circular movement with the upper body. So we go to the right, the front with the sternum, and the left, and then we pull the belly in. And we continue like this. And then it's the exhale when we go back. And then an inhale as we open forward. Exhale. Inhale. That's good. And then at any point we'll change direction, go the other way. So circling the other way, but just always with the inhale opening chest forward, sternum, and the exhaling pulling the belly in. And we go to the side. And go as slow as you need. It's really finding the movement, it's not a question of speed. And then we come back to center. And I'm going to work a little bit on the neck. So I'm going to push the head forward and back. Forward and back. Let's do this a few times, and with the inhale when it goes back, exhale when the head comes forward. And then come back to stillness, and I'm going to roll the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, roll it up and back. Up and back with the exhale. Come down, inhale, exhale. Just continue here. And just warming up all the joints in the upper body. And then we're going to put everything together. So we're going to go back to that circular movement. We're going to involve the head as well, and maybe find more mobility, the shoulder. So when we go back and we're curving, the chin is going towards the chest, and as come forward, we open up the head, and the shoulders maybe also move a little bit. And then we go the other side. Okay. And you come back to stillness. And we're going to, from here, roll over, coming to all four. I'm going to have the shoulders over the wrists, and the hips over the knees. I want to start some movement with the hips. And we just focus on, actually let's do first some cat and cow stretches. So with the inhale, we open the chest up, we pull the tail up, exhale, curve into cat. Inhale, exhale. And one more. Inhale, exhale. And then we come neutral into all four, and we focus the movement just on the hips. So we're going to go right with the hips, and then we're going to tuck the tail, so pushing the tail in, and then we go left, and the tail goes up, right, tucked in, left and up. It's a little bit like you're doing a belly dancing thing or oriental dance. So we're just focusing on the movement of the hips. Obviously, some of the upper body might be moving a little bit, but that's not where we're focusing. And be careful, especially if you have sensitivity in the lower back. So again, you go quite slow and only go as far as is comfortable. So if you have a lot of mobility, obviously you can have big circles. And just again, warming up that connection between the upper body and the lower body. And then we change, we go the other direction. And you may find that you may have more opening or room to maneuver the hips going on the left or the right. And then we take the movement all the way through the body. So you go back to the original direction as the hips go to the right, So opening the right side of the waist, the shoulders, and then you come back to the other side. So the whole body participates in the movement. So it's not just the hips now. The knees are also, you're probably rolling over the knees a little. The shoulders, obviously the hips, the back, the elbows might be bending. You might feel it on the wrists as well. And then maybe we change direction. So very fluid, that movement. And then we come back to stillness. We move the hands a couple of inches ahead of the shoulders, we tuck the toes, we lift the knees, we bend the elbows, and then with an inhale we push back into downward facing dog. And then we soften the knees, we look forward, we walk to the front of the mat. We arrive, stay low. The knees are soft, so the belly is resting on the thighs. Maybe clasp, interlace the hands, the forearms to find the elbows. And just release down completely. And then release the hands and start rolling up. And then inhale, we lengthen, extend all the joints, the toes are coming up, everything is lengthened. And then exhale, we relax down, we find Tadasana. So we're going to start with some dynamic sun salutation right away. So we're going to come to the front of the mat. Inhale, we lengthen here. And then as we soften, we find chair pose with the hands in front of us. We're quite low on the chair. And just pulling the arms forward. And then exhale, we soften down, we find the heels or the ankles. Inhale, lengthen down, Uttanasana. And then exhale, we soften. Blend the hands, either step back into dog or jump into the half dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, we soften, we come down on the knees and tuck the toes, we roll all the way down. And then we lift the tail, tuck the tail, lift the belly. And then inhale, roll up into cobra. And then exhale, we roll back down, we tuck the toes, and then we lift up, bend the knees. So we're always soft first, and then inhale, downward facing dog. And then as we soften, we step the right foot to the front, and then start pressing into the right foot to come up. So we're with both knees soft, hands to the shoulders, and with an inhale we come into crescent lunge or this variation of warrior one. We're going to spend a couple of breaths here, a few breaths. So exhale, we soften back, inhale, crescent lunge, exhale. Just find your own breath to open up. Crescent lunge. So always be very soft and fluid. Then exhale, we soften, the hands come down, and then the right foot is going to go all the way back and up, three-legged dog, and then we roll down, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, we soften back, tuck the toes. Inhale, downward facing dog. And then as we soften, the left foot comes to the front. And then also this side, we press into the left leg, the left foot to come up. We come up centered. We find the balance and then hands front of the chest. Inhale, press and lunge on this side. And then same thing here, we soften with the exhale. Inhale, we lengthen. Use your own breath. And then exhale, soften out completely, we come down, and we go through the Vinyasa. So the left foot goes back and up. And then we exhale, come down, flip over the toes, inhale, upward facing. You can be down in Cobra, whatever works for you. Or even also low Cobra is fine. And then exhale, come down, inhale, push back, downward facing dog. And a couple of breaths into the dog. So with the exhale, softening the elbows and the knees. Inhale, lengthening. And then we bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the front. Inhale, we lengthen here. Exhale, we soften down, roll up, inhale, exhale. We're going to do the same thing again, but without spending too much time into the crescent lunge, just as a one breath. So inhale, lengthen, and then we find chair pose, this time with the arms extended, up. Exhale, soften down, hands find the ankles or knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we soften. We step or jump back into the half dog. Lengthen into the dog. And then soften down for the upward facing or cobra. Exhale, back. Inhale, downward facing dog. And then we step the right foot to the front. We push up, one breath, inhale, crescent lunge. And then exhale, we soften. We go through the Vinyasa. Exhale down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale back. Inhale, dog. And then we step the left foot to the front. Come up. Inhale. Crescent lunge. Exhale out. Vinyasa. We slide down. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale, downward facing. Just spend a breath here. And then soften, look forward. Step or jump. Inhale, lengthen here, forward. Exhale, soften. Inhale. Exhale. Hands in prayer pose. Close your eyes for a second. Just let the first couple of sequences sink in. If the heartbeat is accelerated or the breath has accelerated, just let it come back down to normal. And then, so we're gonna do short sequences today. Excuse me. We're gonna do a number of short sequences, and where we're gonna close and open the body, or compensate with one sequence with another one. It works on the different part of the body. So, but in all, throughout the practice, just always be, keep in mind this Anukalana principle of, with the inhale I expand, and the exhale I retract, I come back in. So with the inhale I lengthen the body, I extend, with the exhale I relax. But also when I'm extending with the inhale, I'm not tensing up, I'm extending, but I stay soft. So always think of this as the broad body that is breathing in and out constantly as we go through the asanas, okay? So I'm going to come to the front of the mat. The first set is going to be a variation of what we've just completed. So with an inhale, we're going to extend up. Then as we soften, we come down, we soften the knees, we tuck the tail in, make sure the weight is equally distributed on your feet, and then hands to the shoulder. We're first going to, lengthen back, a little bit of a back bend or opening of the front of the chest. Don't go much, just a little bit there. And then exhale, soften the knees as you roll all the way down. And then find the ankles, inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, soften, hands by the feet, and step or jump back into the dog or F-dog. And then we come down for upward facing. And then exhale, soften, inhale, downward facing dog. And then we're going to step the right foot to the front. You want to open the left foot, so the left leg is facing along the line side of the mat. I want to come up, and I'm centered with both knees soft. Hands to the shoulders, and I come into warrior two. Opening here. So I'm bending deeply into the front knee. My left leg is extended. The chest and hips are open to the long side of the mat, so make sure the left hip is not dropping in. Stays open. And we want to spend a couple of breaths here. Exhale. Inhale. Just opening. So the shoulders stay perpendicular over the hips. The knee doesn't go past the ankle, the front knee. And then exhale, we come back. I'm softening. The hips come back to the center. I drop the right forearm on the right thigh. Inhale, extend it in side angle, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, I soften. Inhale, I lengthen. And maybe on the next exhale, I drop the right hand to the outside. Inhale, I lengthen here. And just use the breath. Lengthen and soften. And then exhale, I soften. Bend the left hand, pivot on the left toes. And I'm going to step the right foot all the way up. And I come down to your Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, I soften. Inhale, dog. Then we're going to go the other side. We're going to step the left foot between the hands. Open the right foot. You want to push up. So I'm going to turn around so you can continue seeing. And then again, hands to the shoulders. Inhale, I'm going to open in Warrior Two with the left leg at the front. And so use the breath to progressively find more space. Be very fluid. You use that principle. Exhale, the body comes in. Closing in, inhale, I open. The chest is continuing to open to the long side, so I'm not turning to the front. Then exhale, I come back, position the left forearm on the left thigh, the right hand is in front of me. My back needs to begin as soft initially. Then inhale, I lengthen into extended side angle. Uttita Prasvagonasana. Exhale, inhale. And then maybe the next exhale I stay here, drop the left hand inside, and I lengthen. And the next exhale, I plant the right hand, pivot on the right toes, slide the left foot back and up, and come down. Go through the Vinyasa. Exhale back. Inhale, downward facing dog. And I soften and step or jump to the front. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, I soften down, roll up. Inhale, exhale. And hands in prayer pose. Just for a second. And then just allow for the practice to sink in for a breath or two before we continue. And then we open the eyes, release the arms down. And again, with an inhale, first we lengthen all the way up. And as we exhale, soften, we bend the knees, we tuck the tail once more, make sure the weight is equally distributed on the feet. We take the hands to the shoulders. Inhale, we roll back, open up back. And maybe we go a little more, but again, no forcing. And then soften the knees to roll down, find the ankles. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, soften. Blend the hands, and step or jump back into half dog. Inhale. Exhale, we roll down. We find upward facing or cobra. Exhale, soften. Inhale, push back into downward facing. And then we soften. We step the right foot to the front. And then we drop the left. We open the left foot again, rather, like we did earlier. And we can keep the right hand to the outside, or if my knees are soft, or if you need to place it here or further up, you decide. We're going to come up, or if you want to use a block, you can use a block. I'm going to come up from here in Trikonasana, triangle pose. So inhale, I'm going to stand both legs and open up. I'm going to spend a few breaths here. Exhale, I soften. Inhale, I open. So the chest is again opening to the long side of the mat. I can take the gaze towards the left hand, or I can keep it straight in front of me. And I pull the inner thighs together. just spend a few breaths here. So again, you can decide where you want to be. So in addition to turning the chest to the long side of the mat, the chest is going long towards the front. So there is an element of a twist here. And then we're going to soften. The left hand is going to come all the way to the floor. I'm going to pivot the left toes so that both feet are facing the front. I'm going to plant the left hand firmly to the floor. If you need a block, you can use a block. Right hand to the right shoulder. I'm going to inhale, extend both legs, twist to the right. Exhale, I soften. Inhale, I twist. And spend a couple. This is a variation of a Parivritti Trikonasana, the reverse triangle pose, or revolved triangle pose, I guess. So both legs are extended, the chest is turning and going forward at the same time. So I try to have a straight back. The hips are square to the front. The left heel could be off the floor. That's okay. And then exhale, I soften. Plant the right hand by the right foot. I step the right foot back. Inhale, dog. Go through the Vinyasa here. We drop down, so the knees would come all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, back. Inhale, downward facing. Then we'll go the other side. So I'm going to step the left foot to the front. I'm going to open the right leg. And turn to the other side again. And then same thing here. So I start with both my legs soft. Right hand comes to the shoulder. Inhale, I open to this side. So inner thighs pulling together. This left hip is going back and towards the right heel. And again, the gaze can be straight up or you can look forward, but focus on the opening, rotation of the chest and going forward. And the left hand can be on the outside of the left foot, or you can have it on the ankle, wherever works for you. And then use the breath. Exhale, be soft. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then next exhale, we soften everything. The right hand comes down. I pivot on the right toes. The left hand is to the shoulder. And then with the inhale, I open to the left side. Exhale, I soften. Inhale. So always that breath. Soften and lengthen. And so again, when I lengthen with the inhale, stay, I'm going to just switch the direction. When I lengthen with the inhale, I continue to stay soft. So I release on the exhale. When I lengthen, I'm only lengthening, I'm not tensing up. I try not. And exhale, I soften. Left hand by the left foot. Step back. Inhale, dog. Forward and down for your Vinyasa. Exhale back. Inhale, dog. And this time we come down on our knees. For a second. And then inhale, open the chest. Just take a few breaths here. Again, let this other sequence sink in. always go back to the breath. And this concept of very fluid movement between one asana and the other. And remember, and just always keep in mind that it's always the entire body that participates in the asanas. We like to isolate the asanas as, working on the legs, the arms, or the upper body, or the back, or the front, or whatever. But that's our way to look at the body. The body, it's in its entirety. So the entire body is always participating, and having that integrated view of the body, it's what distinguishes Anukalana, this way of practicing. That you're not just focusing, yes, of course, there is alignment to look at and all these things, but that's not what the emphasis is. The emphasis is the movement of the entire body. And this is what I want your attention always to come back to, and to use the breath to guide that movement of the entire body. And then we come off the heels, down into all four, tuck the toes, inhale, go back into downward facing dog. And now we're going to flow between those last two asanas for a few breaths, so a few iterations. So exhale, we soften, we step the right foot between the hands, pivot the left leg open, inhale, open into triangle. Exhale, we soften, plant the left hand, pivot on the toes of the left foot. Inhale, revolve triangle on the right side. Exhale, we soften, the right foot goes back. Inhale, downward facing. And then the left foot comes forward between the hands. You drop the right foot down. Inhale, triangle pose on this side. Exhale, soften, right hand down, pivot on the toes of the right foot. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, dog. And then again to the right side, right foot steps forward, drop the left heel down. Inhale. Very soft and fluid in the transitions. Inhale, using the breath. Exhale, we soften, step right foot back, and then inhale, dog. Exhale, soften, left foot to the front, pivot the right toes out. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, soften. Right toes, pivot on the right toes. Inhale, left side. Exhale, back into downward facing. Exhale. And then we'll go once more. Right foot to the front. Really use the breath. Inhale, the whole body's coming into the asana. Exhale, the whole body softening out, pivot on the left toes. Inhale, the whole body is opening. Exhale, you soften, step the right foot back. Inhale, whole body is coming into the dog. Soften, left foot to the front. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Pivot on the right toes. Inhale. Exhale, soften. We step the right foot to the front. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, soften. We push up. Inhale. Exhale. Hands in prayer pose. You can start feeling probably the body starting to opening. And so we're going to continue with another sequence. just 2 asanas. Maybe we'll do something in between. But so release the arms down. Inhale, we lengthen up. Exhale, soften the knees. Weight equally distributed. The tail is tucking in. Inhale, open to the back. Maybe the body now goes a little further back. Maybe not. Don't force it. And then exhale, bending the knees. We come down. Find the ankles. Inhale, lengthen down. And then exhale, soften. We're going to step the left foot back. So we're in low lunge. And the left knee is soft. I'm going to turn the right foot out. Let me turn to the other side. You can see better. So the right foot comes towards this side. The left shoulder is perpendicular to the left knee of the left wrist. Right hand to the right shoulder. And I'm going to twist open to the right side. Exhale, soften. So in this twist, the right knee, the right leg is going away from the center, and my chest is going away from the leg. So I'm creating space between the right leg and the chest. And the left leg is extended, but the left hip, the pelvis, is dropping down towards the floor. So I'm opening, twisting, I'm extending the psoas, the hip flexor, all this stuff that gets contracted when we sit down or walk. And then as I soften here, I'm going to take the right foot facing the front again. I'm going to drop the right hand inside the right foot. I'm going to pivot on the left heel, so the left foot is facing the outside. My hips are going back a little bit, so both knees are soft. Left hand in front of my face. And then inhale, I'm going to extend the side angle with the right hand inside. If this is too intense because of the proportions of the body, you can place it to the outside, or you can go back to what we did earlier. And we spend a couple of breaths here. So exhale out, inhale. And then exhale, soften. Left hand down, pivot on the left toes. The right foot is going to go back. Inhale, dog. And then we're going to go the other side. So as you soften, you step the left foot to the front. Pivot the left foot to the outside. Soften the right knee, left hand to the shoulder. And then inhale. Same principle here. Create space between the left leg and the chest. Make sure the right shoulder is not going forward or out to the side, but it's firmly over the right knee, wrist. The right leg is extended, opening here. Use the exhale to soften. Inhale. And then I soften, the left hand comes inside the left foot is perpendicular to the front. Pivot on the right toes. I go back first with my hips, so both knees are soft. And then the left hand is inside, or can be outside, or the forearm on the thigh. Inhale, I lengthen here, extend the side angle. Exhale, inhale. Soften, lengthen. Just a couple of breaths here. And we soften. Right hand comes down, pivot on the right toes. Step the left foot back. Inhale, dog. And then soften, we come down, knees to the floor, and tuck the toes, come all the way down, and then extend the arms back, and then roll the shoulders forward and back, roll up into Shalabhasana, locust pose. The gaze stays down, feet are on the floor, hands are on the floor. I'm just focusing on lifting the upper body. And again, use the exhale to release, inhale to open. Another couple of breaths. So don't just hold it and hold the breath, hoping for the best. Use the breath to release. Inhale to find maybe more lift. And then release down. Hands by the shoulders, tuck the toes. Up in 12-4. Inhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to flow between this last two asanas for a couple, 2 or 3 iterations. So soften, right foot comes to the front, right foot pointing out, soft, inhale, twist and open. Exhale, soften, right hand comes inside the right foot, pivot on the left toes, inhale, forward. Exhale, I soften back, plant my hands, I step the right foot back, inhale, dog. Then I soften, the left foot comes to the front, pointing outside. I start soft, inhale, I open. Soften, right left foot points forward, right heel drops down, hips go back first. And then inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, back into the dog. First soft and then inhale, dog. And then I soften, right foot to the front, pointing outside. Start soft, inhale, open. Exhale, soften, right hand inside. Pivot on the left heel. Inhale, length. Exhale, soften to go back into the dog. Always arrive soft first. And then inhale, lengthen into the dog. And then you soft. Left foot out. Inhale. Soft. Go back with the hips first, and then inhale, lengthening to standing side angle. Exhale, step back, inhale, dog, and then we go the other side. Right foot, the front pointing out. Inhale, soften, prepare for extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, we soften. Go back into downward facing. And then we go to the other side. Left foot pointing out. Start soft. Inhale. Exhale, I soften. And prepare for extended side angle. Inhale, I come in. Exhale, I soften. Go back into the dog. Inhale, dog. And then soften. Take the knees to the floor. Slide all the way back down. And take the hands by your shoulders or ahead of your shoulders. And then we're going to come up into cobra and hold it for a few breaths. So with an inhale, we tuck the tail, lift the belly, roll up. The head is the last thing to come up, and we find cobra. We just hold it for a few breaths. Make sure your shoulders are not coming up, they're relaxed down. The chest is open to the front. And if you need to keep the elbows bent, that's fine. If you prefer to do a low cobra, that's fine. You can do Sphinx as well. Or if you can be up in cobra, that would be ideal. And then exhale. The head is the first to go down. And then place the hands by the shoulders. Lift up and keep going back. Hips over heels for child's pose. And just surrender the body completely. And just let go. If you want, you can take the hands back towards the feet. Just release the shoulders down. And then come up with the hips on the heels. Then come into a four, cross the legs behind you, the ankles behind you rather, and then sit back and extend the legs forward. So we're seated. I'm going to do one or two final sequences on the floor and then we'll be done. So, and again, we're going to continue with this principle of closing and opening. So even if we're on the floor, we're going to apply the same approach. So we start with the left knee bent. I'm going to place the hands behind us. Then we're going to lift up the hips and roll over the left heel like this. And so that this knee is going away from me. So initially the knee is close to the chest, and then I roll up, it slides away. This leg is bent. The left hand comes to the chest, and I want to open into the wild thing like this. So my left leg stays bent, and on the ball of the left foot, and just open back. Just spend a couple of breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, soften. And then exhale, you're going to gently come down. You're going to take the left heel inside towards the perineum, inside of the front of the pelvis. This right leg is going to be the soft first. I'm going to take my hands to the shoulders. I'm going to lengthen and extend the right leg. And I'm going to soften everything through the right leg. I'm going to start extending over the right leg, Janu Sirsasana. And I'm focusing on connecting the lower belly and the belly with the thigh, with the upper thigh. And then I'm going forward. So I'm not necessarily closing in. I'm connecting here and I'm going forward. And I use the breath here. So exhale, relax, inhale, I go forward a little bit. But without forcing anything. Just let the body take its time. And my hands can be anywhere. They can be on the floor, forearms can be on the floor. If I want to reach the foot, I can reach the foot. But again, wherever I am, I'm not forcing. I'm just letting gravity in the body find its own space. And I soften out. I'm going to take the left hand behind me. I'm going to lift the hips and place the left hip on the left heel. I'm going to come like this. This leg is soft to begin with. My right foot is entirely on the floor. The right hand comes in front of me. And then inhale, I'm going to lift and open to compensate. Exhale. Inhale. I soften, I lengthen on the inhale. And then exhale, I soften, I go back. And we're going to flow here, there's 3 asanas, stay on this side. So inhale, I lengthen straight over the right leg. Exhale, I come out. Place the right hand by the right hip, ball of the left foot, push up, and then inhale, I open, sit back down, inhale, lengthen, exhale out, left hand by the hip, left hip over the left heel, inhale, lengthen, exhale, again jump Sirsasana, and then out with the exhale, I prepare for the wild thing, and then with an inhale, I come up, exhale, inhale, I lengthen, exhale, I come out, inhale, exhale, inhale, I lengthen, exhale, I soften out, wild thing, exhale, inhale, the last iteration, we'll finish this and then we'll go to the other side. And then when we sit down from here, we just shift the legs. When my left hip is still is on the floor, the right hip is still elevated, I shift the legs. And I bring the right knee in. So I'm going to start with the wild thing. So my left hand is going to come behind me now. I'm going to lift the hips and move the weight over the ball of the right foot. So the knees going forward, the right hand is in front of me, and then with an inhale, I'm going to open. Spend a couple of breaths here. Use the breath. Exhale, you soften out. Inhale. And then exhale, we come down. The right heel is inside. Inhale, lengthen first. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen forward. Spend a few breaths here. Just getting the body open on this side. Without forcing. So I'm focused on closing this part of the body and lengthening forward. Exhale, I soften out. My right hand is going to go behind the hip. I'm going to lift the right hip, place it over the right heel. I'm going to place the left foot entirely on the floor. The left hand is in front of me. Inhale, I open on this side. Exhale. Inhale. So I'm focusing on opening the left side and pushing the hips towards the side that I'm facing. So in this case, the right side. Then we start flowing, so come back down. And we don't extend up anymore, we notice it on the other side. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale out. Left hand behind. Ball of the right foot, I come up. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, I come down. Inhale, I lengthen. Exhale, and do that side opening. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, I inhale. So it becomes a continuous flow. And follow your own breath. If you should have the sequence by now. Inhale, leg open. Exhale. Inhale, Janusirsasana. Exhale, I soften. Left hand behind. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, down. Inhale, I lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Again. Inhale. Exhale, one more wild thing. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, I soften, open to the side. And exhale, I sit down. And this time I extend both legs. I shake the legs if I need to. And we're going to go with Paschimottanasana, which is we're going to stand all the way down. So let's first inhale, lengthen here, and exhale, soften, inhale over the legs. And this time you can really let go completely down. So if you need to keep the knees slightly soft, do that. And just closing down. Just let go of the shoulders, the neck. Exhale, gently roll back up. Now place the hands behind you quite a bit. With the hands, you may have to adjust them. You're going to come up into reverse plank pose just to compensate. So you're going to bend the knees slightly. You're going to push up and slide forward with the hips. And then with an inhale, you're going to extend up into this reverse plank pose. And then exhale, we come down. And then we just lay all the way down on our back. And before we go into Shavasana, maybe we hug our knees. Massaging the lower back a little bit side to side. Maybe we find happy baby. Just any final movements that you need before you're going to Shavasana. And eventually, just release down. With the arms down by your body, palms facing up. And just take a few breaths to observe the effect of the practice on the body. How you're feeling today. We didn't do a lot of big sequences. We're very simple, basic sequences and movements, but they involve the entire body, all of them. The opening and closing of the body. So hopefully you feel the benefit of that everywhere. And if you don't worry, it's not that you have to. And hopefully you'll have more pleasant sensations than unpleasant ones. And during the Shavasana, just try to focus on the pleasant sensations and spread them throughout the body. Start deepening your breath. Start bringing some movement back to the toes, fingers, wrists, ankles. And bend the knees, plant your feet. Excuse me, plant your feet. Notice which nostril is more open. Roll the body to that side. And use the hands to help you come up seated, facing the front. Find a comfortable seat. Eyes are closed. Bring the hands to the center of the chest, with the thumbs touching the midline, and bow your head. And find the breath. The connection to the breath is what enables us to be present, to be less distracted. And in a way also to discover our true self, because when we're not distracted, consciousnesses can emerge, the true self, rather than the mind with all its distractions. Thank you. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, as usual, feedback is welcome. And continue to stay safe, healthy, and thank you again.